Felicity from Get Your Rock Out, talking to the lovely Dave Sanders from Falling Red. How are you doing today?
I'm awesome. Awesome. Cannot wait for the next few days.
Brilliant. And you're heading off on tour with Steel Panther, which is just going to be incredible. How did everything come about?
Well, basically, Steel Panther toured the UK back in March, and straight off the back of that tour, or even during that tour, announced that they were going to be touring again this year. Later in the year, obviously, we're always on the lookout for a big tour to sort of kind of put us up there and put us on the map. So straight away, Raz, our manager, got in touch with their management and put the feelers out, what they were looking for, deals-wise, and sort of what they were looking for the tour. We got a CD to their management. They loved it, played it to the band. They absolutely loved it and played it to all the representatives needed to. And they absolutely loved it. And sort of like 5 or 6 months after the first inquiry from Raz, me and Rosie were driving to practice one night, and we get a phone call from Raz saying, "You've got the Steel Panther tour." And we were like a load of girls together in the car. I think dogs could have heard us actually when we got told the squealing that was coming from the car.
Brilliant. And I mean, how are you feeling about it now? Are you terrified about it, or are you excited and ready to smash it?
I'm just excited. I've been excited from the moment, we said we were going to, the moment we got told we were doing it. It hasn't, I mean, I think when you walk out in front of some of these crowds, because I mean, Hammersmith Apollo's 5,000 people, I think asses could be twitching a little bit, but it doesn't tend to bother me anyway. I just know I'll just get up there, do what I do, and hopefully just make the best of it and impress a lot of people.
Brilliant. And so, you've got this tour coming up. You've also got a new single as well. So what is there to tell us about the single? Wow.
We went into the studio just beginning of this month with the whole intention to start recording for the new album, which will be out next year. We're going to do a full-length, at least 12-track album coming out probably middle of 2013. And the aim was just to go in, lay down 4 tracks and get at least a new single for it. The sound, I mean, Hasta la Victoria Siempre was a step up from Shake the Faith, and this is a step up again. It's called We Are Reckless. It's another anthemic song. It's got a big, catchy chorus. It's going to be a very sing-along song. It's going to be in the set for Steel Panther. It's going to be one of the only new songs that we're doing on the Panther tour, apart from Break Me, which a lot of people who've been to see us before would know, which is, again, one of the songs we recorded and will be going towards the album. But it's got a lot darker, heavier edge on it. We recorded it a lot lower down, and obviously the influence of having Dan and Jade in the band now, it has put a darker edge on it, and it comes out Monday on full release, digital release on Monday, iTunes and Amazon, etc., to tie in with the first date of the Panther tour, and we just can't wait for people to get it and get listening to it, because we're really, really chuffed with how it's turned out.
Wonderful. I mean, we can't wait to hear it. I mean, how much of an influence have Dan and Jade had in the new single? How much have they been involved in the songwriting process with all the new material?
I mean, it's one of those things we always, and have always, even with past members, we always like to try and do as much as a band rather than one individual coming in and going, here's a song, this is it start to finish, you play this, you play this. It's always tended to be a lot of me and Rosie will sit down. We've played together for like 7 or 8 years now. We know how each other write. We know how we work. We know when we can just blast out a good song. But on this, we've gone into the rehearsal room all together. They've come in and they've brought ideas that haven't been brought to the table in the past. What they listen to is a lot of what we listen to, but they listen to a lot of glammier stuff. That's Jade. Dan listens to quite a bit of heavier stuff as well as the glam. And I think it's just picking at all each other's influences from the soft stuff to the hard stuff, and it's really come across in the CD, because it doesn't sound like anything else we've done before in the past.
Do you think your new fans and old fans alike are going to love it just as much, or do you think this is more an album that's going to kind of reach out to newer ones?
I think it's going to open doors to a lot of newer fans as well, with having a heavier edge to it. Because I think a few more metal-y fans might start to look into the band. Because I mean, the 4 tracks we've got recorded, they are a lot darker than what we've done in the past. But I think the old fans will love it. We've still kept that anthemic Falling Red feel to it. We always like to make songs that you just want to sing along to and pump your fist to, and we've really captured that on We Are Reckless. So I think new and old fans alike are gonna love it.
Fantastic! It's going to be so good to hear it. I mean, if you had to try and sum it up in 3 words, what would it be?
What, the new single?
New album. This is the new album as a whole.
Hard, fast, and heavy.
Wonderful. And how have you found the kind of, I mean, the 4 of you, obviously, you've not been together with this lineup for too long. How have you found working together so closely on it? Are you getting on as a band brilliantly, and are you sure that this is the lineup that's going to be the one?
Well, obviously, everything came as a shock at the end of last year when Matt and Shane left the band. I think it came as a shock to the fans, but even more of a shock to us because we weren't expecting it. Dan and Jay, never met them before in our lives. We literally just advertised online. They got in touch. They came over from Newcastle and rehearsed with us, and instantly it just gelled. We got out, we've done some shows, and all the shows that we've done so far, from the feedback we've got from fans and reviews, this seems to be the lineup that really works. It looks the part, it sounds great, and it feels great within the band. It's great to have 2 individuals bringing a new sort of hype into the band. You know, when you've played songs for so long, it's easy to sort of get a bit bored of it. But when you've got two fresh heads come in and just go, let's fucking do this, this is what we want to do, we want to make a real go of it, it really boosts you inside. And I mean, me and Rosie have always had that. This is what we want to do, and the stage is where we want to be. But it's nice to have 4 people all really pushing in that direction, because it brings the best out in the band.
Fantastic. And the Steel Panther tour, what are you looking forward to most about it? Is there something that you think, you know what, that's just going to be the highlight for me?
In all honesty, we don't know what to expect, but we just can't wait to walk out into the sold-out venues. That's really it. You know, when you've worked, like I say, we've worked for 4 years doing over 100 gigs every year, just playing in every shithole and dive and toilet in the country, the good touring venues that we're into, the academies and places like that. To then finally get the chance to walk out on stage, 7 of the 9 dates are sold out. And to walk out into Hammersmith Apollo to between 4,000 and 5,000 people, that stage has been the home to so many of our favourite bands that it's just going to be one of those moments that it's going to stick in our heads forever, really.
Yeah.
And we just can't wait to party with the guys as well.
No, I mean, that's going to be great. Is there anything that you're not looking forward to so much about it? Anything that you're kind of dreading a bit?
Not at all.
Wow.
Nothing at all. I mean, we're well prepped, gear-wise, rehearsal-wise. I mean, it has been a bit hard for the last few weeks because I've had to take some time out from the band, so we've only really been rehearsing this week. Because I ended up in hospital a few weeks back, but there's nothing. Everyone's head's in the game, so we all know what we want to get out of this. We just want to get out there and play it now.
And are you okay? Hospital time?
Yeah, I'm all good now. It was a bit of an arse-twitching moment at the time, especially literally coming out of the studio, getting struck with appendicitis and ending up in Manchester Hospital for six days, and then like 2 weeks recovery, and being told I can't lift anything, can't do anything strenuous. So then have to turn around to the doctors the day they operated and go, will I be right in 4 weeks' time? I need to drum for 2 weeks, and there is over 20,000 tickets sold for this tour. I will not miss it. And they all said I'd be fine, and I've been rehearsing this week, singing this week. It's all good. I'm all ready to go. I wasn't missing this.
To be honest, even if you had to carry on, with an open wound, bleeding around.
I would die behind there. I'd die behind there. I'm not missing it.
Oh, it's just going to be fantastic. It's going to be so good to see you out there as well.
Right, it's going to be nice to have the people who've seen us on the small stages see us on the big stages now.
No, absolutely. You've come such a long way. It's just going to be amazing. Do you know that a lot of the crowd are kind of going to be there for you? Where there are quite a few fans that had already got Steel Panther tickets that are going to be making the effort to get down there early?
Well, I think the good thing is that we are with the main support, with the special guests. We're going to be on right before them. So I'd imagine from sort of a quarter of the way into the set to the end, it's going to be getting up to capacity with people in there wanting to be close for Steel Panther.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of good feedback from the Panther fans all over Europe, all over the world, in all honesty. People from America getting in touch saying we wish you were touring with them here. People all over Europe begging us to go out and play there because they've heard us through Steel Panther. It's just, the feedback has been immense, and we just can't wait to get out there and play to folk who really want to see us. And I think we're a great warm-up to Steel Panther, in all honesty. If you want to see a rock show and you know yourself, you know what you're going to get with Falling Red. It's going to be hard, high octane and heavy from the start, and we're there for a party, so we hope everyone else is as well.
Brilliant. And so let's just hope that people make the effort to get down and see you. What 3 reasons would you give so that people can make the effort, go early, into the cold, and get there early enough to catch your set?
3 reasons.
Absolutely.
Well, we're a party band. We're there to have a good time. We want everyone else to have a good time. We rock out like it's the last gig that we're ever going to play. So you're always going to get a good show. 3rd reason, I'm on drums. Just come down and watch me. It doesn't matter about the rest of them. We'll just put them behind the curtain. I'll just be there on drums, entertaining them from my little drum bubble.
That's truly brilliant. What more could people ask?
Really, that should have been the first reason to come.
Well, yeah,
but I put it to the end. I didn't want to look too big-headed.
No, it makes sense. You've got to give them a bit of credit, I guess.
Just a little bit.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk today.
Oh, it was a pleasure for you.
Well, you too. It's been great, and it's going to be a fantastic tour, so just enjoy it.
We will indeed. And I'm sure we'll speak to you either during it or at the end of it.
I hope
if
so.
we're still alive.